everyone, and welcome to Gamers Breakfast. I'm myself, SkojSkull, and my co-host Jalbagel. Holy shit! And then we
You're doing it. Keep going.
As our guest, she is a 3D model, 2D VTuber. I nailed that. And
perfect.
She is a Monster Hunter variety caster or complete variety. What would you consider yourself, Chika? Welcome.
I consider myself a VTuber.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's so many kinds though now. PNG, VTuber.
Oh yeah. Like, do you do mostly? Is it mostly variety that you consider, or do you like? Is it like Monster Hunter variety?
Variety.
Yeah. Nice.
Used to be purely Monster Hunter, but now variety.
Oh yeah, that's what I met you. I think you were playing like GU for the longest time.
GU, World, Iceborne, and then variety.
Yes. I feel like we all went to like the stage of variety after like Iceborne and just kind of bounced around different games.
We all did that and didn't keep playing Monster Hunter World for 4 years. Yeah, we all did that, didn't we?
There was a dry spell, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Tell us a little about yourself and what you do.
well, I just stream anything I like.
Yeah. Are there like any games that you're playing like currently that you're really into?
Final Fantasy 14 is the offline game that I go for.
Oh.
There you go.
Dang.
Well, what about
more
on stream,
14
then?
streamers?
I mean, I used to stream it a lot, but then after a while, you get viewers who tend to not join because they want to experience the story by themselves, which is fair. And then there's also that part that if people don't play it, they don't understand the rates that's going on.
Oh yeah,
So
it's a
they
lot
just
to look at.
don't understand, yeah.
Because like
So
even
there's that.
Sorry.
No, I mean there's that basically. Like you need to be in to know what's going on, or else you'll be lost. So.
Oh yeah, I mean like it was the moment like you get into it though, then you start understanding things. You're like, oh okay, this is like what that button does. But like if you literally have not touched the game, it's a lot to look
Just
at.
can't keep up.
You're just like, oh, they just opened a menu. Oh, they opened up another one. That's a map? Okay.
It's like, oh, I screwed up my rotation, and everyone's like,
rotation.
okay.
What? But I'm glad you're enjoying that though. And I think we're all in that phase where whenever Sunbreak comes out with an update, we kind of jump into that, and then we jump back into whatever other game we're into. Except Jal.
Nah, why would I just keep playing Monster Hunter?
But yeah, are there any other like games you're like really looking forward to playing?
There's that one which is really exciting. It looks really good. The Lies of P, was it?
Lies of P?
That
Oh, I know what you're
Bloodborne-looking
talking
thing?
about. Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah, that one looks really
Yeah, Lies of P.
good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just what it's called.
Oh, wait,
I don't know what it's about though.
Oh!
Inspired by the familiar story of Pinocchio, Lies of P is an action Souls-like game set in a dark Belle Epoque. Hold on, I'm looking this one up. I need to hear it.
I
don't even know what that word means.
I don't know.
The trailer looks really good.
Huh.
Belle Epoque.
It's very.
That's what that is.
Belle
What does it mean? Belle Epoque. It's a period of French and European history, usually dated between 1871 and 1880. Okay, yeah, it's creepy looking.
Nice. It sounds interesting. I thought it was Life of P, just like literally just like a pissing simulator or something. I wasn't sure.
What?
I don't know. Life of P. It sounds like just P. I don't know. All I have is the name. I didn't see the cover of the title. It sounds cool though.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. But getting into you, you have a 3D model that you've been working on. Like I remember like when I first started watching you, because you're one of the first, actually like one of the first people I really got to know when I got into like the Monster Hunter community and really get involved in like the Twitch community aspect. And you were just a voice with your layout on your stream, and it looked, and then you over time evolved into your model.
Yeah, it started off as just a random anime picture and text, just typing, and then it evolved to, I think, the very first quote unquote VTuber. Oh, what is it called? There's a free software, Face Rig, which has like a default character, and then from there it just started getting more in depth into a custom character, into
That's really cool. I think that's awesome because like
it's a 6-year thing, so
yeah. I mean, I think it's really cool because you're also doing this all on your own. Like this is something you're doing by yourself, which I think is like that's really inspirational because that's like really cool to see you evolve over time too. Because like you showed like a tweet at some point where it shows screenshots of your old layouts of what you had, and it was really cool seeing the evolution over time. I was just like, oh, I was there for that. It's really it's awesome. Yeah, and then you also had like one of your layouts had like a speech bubble with it, kind of thing.
Yes, that was like GU time. We had like a little, I mean, there's no VTuber back then, so it was more like an anime character or the Palico with a little speech bubble, a little announcement that just says like, oh, okay, this is the room code, this is that. And then, Nightbot starts coming in with more sophisticated stuff, custom commands, and then you get like, but before then, everything was on screen.
Yeah, that's cool though. How long have you been streaming for?
6 years, plus minus.
That's a while.
Long time.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel that. 2013. Yay!
Let's go.
I started streaming on a Mac laptop and my 3DS. And then we started going from there. Yeah, because GU was on the 3DS. So that's when I started. And then it went slowly into like the PS4 because of Worlds. And then I finally got a PC and then started playing other games. PS4 was Bloodborne because it was free on PS Plus. And then I just went from variety Monster Hunter from there.
That's so cool.
Nice.
That's awesome. I need to get back into 14. I feel I've been like bouncing back and
Dude,
forth.
I'm telling you.
I know.
We have plans.
You're missing the story.
He hasn't finished Stormblood yet.
Oh, I still can't wait till he reaches the Shadowbringers. Oh, that's the best one for me.
Oh, really? Oh my goodness.
Shadowbringers is really good. Endwalker tore me up emotionally. And I don't pay attention to the story in these things at all.
Oh.
I relate so much to the story in Endwalker.
Oh, really? Oh man, I've heard like a lot of people got super emotional for Endwalker, and they kept on showing that screenshot with their character in this background, and like that's probably like an end credit thing. I don't know, but it looks. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're talking about like the kind of like faded background where their name pops up on the side. It says like Warrior of Light.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like literally the end credits.
Oh my goodness. It looks. I'm scared because I'm just like,
well,
I'm gonna cry.
You need to play it.
I know.
You have to do it because you need to finish Stormblood so we can farm for the Rathalos mount.
Yes, I'm excited to go for that. Do you already have that?
I don't have the mount yet, no.
Oh. Then we got more people to do it with. You're waiting for me? I'll do it with you too. I'd be 100% down because like anything Monster Hunter in the game, I would just be like, you know what? Let's do it forever. But
it's the same quest. It's just hunting a big Rathalos multiple times.
Yes.
It's also very different from the other raids.
Yeah. No, it's very much different because it's not like it's like the other raids have like telegraph like AoEs on the ground and stuff like that. This one acts more like an actual, one-to-one action combat where like there are no AoEs shown on the ground, and if it shoots a fireball and that fireball hits the ground, like, and you're in it, you get hit by that, so like the snapshotting is really bad in that, because like when he does spins, you could have been running away from it but still get snapshotted in it, and it makes no sense, and then you die.
No.
There's also no healing.
Like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, exactly like Monster Hunter. Yep.
Bad hitboxes? We got you. We're gonna bring the experience into Final Fantasy.
Yep, they really did. Yeah, there's also no healing in the last phase. There's like really no healing. Yeah, it's good.
I'm excited for it.
I don't think there's a
learning
tank
process.
healer. Is there a tank healer DPS mechanic in the last phase as well, or is it just like everyone's the same?
Everyone's more or less the same. There's not even like, because like even in like the phase 2 where you have to like tank the there's like a big bull thing that you have to tank and kill before Rathalos does like a big explosion in phase 2. Even that a DPS can tank it. So like there's really like no like roles to the trial, which I think is really nice. I think it makes it like a fun and unique challenge and very specific to Monster Hunter, because there's no roles in Monster Hunter, right? So I enjoyed that, but it's also like incredibly frustrating because you make a single mistake and it is very punishing, right? And if you don't keep your DPS up, you just kind of lose because of enrage and stuff like that. So
oh man,
it should be fun.
The best part is there's no like quote unquote death. It's just 3 faints.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's because like there's no rezzing and stuff like that. Like if you faint, like you get 3 faints in the trial too, and it's of like it's really cool. Just
per
like Monster Hunter. Yeah, you get three.
Shoot.
You get 3 deaths per like attempt. So like if you go down, you can res, but that's one of your faints for the trial.
Wow. So
it's really well designed, like inside the mechanics of Final Fantasy. And it makes a very, very unique experience. It is frustrating because of how different it is, right? Like you have to completely change how you approach this stuff. Like using Dragoon in the EX Rathalos fight, I don't know how people do it, but how do you just not get snapshot 100% of the time as a Dragoon? Like I don't get it.
That's a good nod for it though, because that was kind of the same thing with Monster Hunter World with Behemoth Day 1 release, because it was like people like had to be like, okay, we actually kind of have roles here, and that we have to like kind of help each other out when fighting against a behemoth. So I like that. I like that there was a nod to each other.
Especially with like bringing Behemoth in, like that felt more like a Final Fantasy crossover than a Final Fantasy 14 crossover, in my opinion, because you actually got like the Final Fantasy 7 notifications for Behemoth doing things, right? And like it was all like the Final Fantasy 7 names and stuff like that. It's like it was more of a nod at like traditional Final Fantasy stuff rather than Final Fantasy 14, with the exception of Enmity, right? Like being able to just actually tank it, which was really cool, right? Like CB Lance and now you get to stand in front of it while everyone else keeps attacking it. Like that was a really, really neat mechanic. Then we figured out that we could just entirely ignore that and still kill the monster.
Especially with master rank gear. Just go ahead.
Hey, we were doing it with high rank gear.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh man. But going back to you, Chika, like what was the process with like making this model? Because I'm really curious about it, and I knew like it was a lot going on.
It's mainly commissioned, to be honest. It's commissioned, and then it was actually commissioned for VR chat based, and then over time, I started adding like getting someone else to do the 52, 51 blend shapes for the iPhone. And that time was still like a new thing, so there wasn't like a specific guide per se. So it's a lot of testing, and then after a while, we used I used different softwares, and then finally I went to like this is all like Unreal Engine right now.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, it's not even like those pre-made VTuber programs. It's 100% Unreal Engine right now.
That's crazy. Is it does it take a toll on your PC, or is it is it
A
not that
little
bad?
bit
Oh yeah.
because you have like it depends. Do you want like reflectives? Do you want like lumens? Do you want like well, what's those the thing now, the GeForce stuff that they hype it up about, the reflective stuff.
Oh, Jal, you're muted. You're muted, Jal.
Like ray tracing?
Yeah.
I didn't set it clear
those
clear
on.
my throat and then
Oh man.
but it wouldn't work.
Oh no.
But yeah, you can turn on ray tracing. You can say like how many times the light has to bounce before it stops bouncing, or you can just turn it off
Yeah.
altogether. So it depends on how intense you want it to go. But
Mhm.
I've made it very light because there's OBS, there's like
Mhm.
every single stream elements and everything running. And if Unreal Engine gets too, then it takes a big hit.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with some 3D models, running in Unreal, and some of these models are like insanely detailed. Like I've seen some, any piece that moves is a separate rendering process, every single piece. And these things are going to get so graphically intense and resource heavy. I could entirely envision one day people having an entire computer just dedicated to their rig, right? Just like from it being like just a dedicated, this is this PC right here, that's my model. That's all it does. This one over here, that one runs stream, and that one over there, that's how I play video games. I have 3 computers to stream now.
It's gonna be one hot room.
I'm not
My
surprised.
goodness.
Yeah. No, and like I could see that though, and I'm certain, like even now, I guess I'm talking like the contract, like professional, VTubers, like the people that are
Like
part of like
Hololive.
organizations and stuff. Yeah, like all that stuff, because those models are so intense. I could definitely see them like having a computer dedicated to that. That is such an easy expense for them just to be like, yeah, so the model runs perfectly, flawlessly all the time, no matter what.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. I've watched some podcasts with the people from Hololive, and I think some of them are just like, yeah, I just have a PC. They just have one PC.
I mean, you can get away with it.
Yeah,
You can absolutely get away with it.
Yeah. Oh man, is it like your background? Is that like a looped video, or is that like the actual like everything is actually working in that background right now?
So that one is a video. That one's just PNG rotating. This one was an experiment, so to speak. So it's technically rendering some random stuff.
Oh,
So there are, yeah,
oh
to make
man.
it more like pixelated, like LED screen like. But
Right.
so that one was just a test, and then that one is it's just looping emotes, and then that one there is actually a video. Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and you made that entire you said you made that entire background like in did you say Unity or Unreal?
Unreal.
Unreal.
Unreal, yeah.
Sometimes
That's
if you
insane.
bring it to Blender
Mhm.
and you make everything in Blender, then you bring it over to Unreal.
Yeah.
For my model though, made in Blender, brought to Unity to add a few touches, and then run to Unreal. So it's
Oh
a
my
few
goodness.
process.
No, that's awesome, and I think that's like really cool too. Is that like because all of these applications, all these programs that we're talking about, they're open source. They're for the most part free to use. Like assets usually cost something, and like going out of your way for commissions, like obviously that costs something. But these tools themselves are free to use, and there's tutorials and videos and walkthroughs and guides galore all over the internet. Like if you have the time, you can definitely sync it and create something like this. And I think that's insane. Like this is how people like make weird like 3D platformer video games you've just never seen before, right? Like it's just like doing this kind of same trial and error and work in progress. Like I think that's just so neat.
Oh yes. and then you get the
Squid,
whole
when are you
hand
gonna make
tracking thing
yours?
too. I'm not gonna make mine.
Why not?
I'm
You
commissioning
could.
people for that. I don't have time for that.
Well, yeah, commission someone to do it.
hmm But you
Soon.
also have hand tracking too.
Yes.
It's so cool.
3, 4.
That's so
It's-
cool.
It's wild to me how, like, how does it know that that's your hand? Like, how does it know? Like, if you held up a fake hand, would it think that that's your real hand? Like, how does it know?
Well, for me, it's a bit different.
Okay.
Because I'm using like gloves, so I
Yes.
actually wear
Okay.
gloves
Oh.
to do this. Yeah, and then like all this
Mhm.
is actually a suit as well.
Wait, so you have a
This
whole
is
suit?
insane.
Oh yeah, see, like shoulder tracking,
Oh my gosh!
This is wild.
elbow.
So you're wearing a motion capture suit to do this. We're breaking the fourth wall
Yes.
for your model, by the way, and for your persona. We're completely destroying that. But
Like,
that's
I think
insane.
That's speed tracking too. But yeah, see?
All right, now we have to
See?
rate this 18 plus.
That's so cool. Can you
That's
walk
insane.
around too?
Technically yes, but usually in Unreal I just lock it in position, so I
Oh.
don't. Because the issue with the suit is it also uses kinetic energy. So what happens is if you shake your legs while you're sitting, it thinks you're performing a walk, and then you start drifting all around.
Oh, okay. That's really funny. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. I kick my
So
leg
the
all the
only way-
time.
Yeah, so the only way to keep you in position is you wear like a tracker, and then you have like
Mhm.
a wall-mounted tracker, so it detects your position in the room.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
then it knows whether you're moving, you're going up, you're going down. Yeah.
That's
right now-
Do you
it's just
use the
So
do you use
cool.
the same kind of I mean, like, I don't know, because like I'm thinking the only other technology that I know that's like this is VR, right? So like the
like Code
oh
Miku?
my god, no,
The
like
VR tracker?
yeah, like the
Live
little
tracker.
VR lamps, like the little like
Yeah.
they're the infrared cameras,
Mhm.
right? Like, do you have to do a
So-
similar thing where you have to like make like a platform, like a stage more or less, and make a 3D space with like IR cameras, or
So that's one way of tracking. I
Mhm.
think that was one of the first way I used to track because I used to play VR chat, so I have the belt, the leg tracking. But the issue is
yeah,
it's very stiff in some ways, in the sense and you don't know elbow, it doesn't know if you are doing this or doing this. It just
Mhm.
detects whether your hands are moving, and then it just moves accordingly.
yeah.
So-
Okay.
And then you have like those two lamps, but depending on what do you call it? Depending on which version you have,
Mhm.
there's a minimum of 2 lamps, but you can get up to 3 or 4 or 5 to
Gotcha.
increase accuracy. Yeah, and then you can get up to 7 trackers on your body, I think.
Jeez. Whoa.
Yeah, so 1 in your head, 1 in your pelvis, 2 in your hands, 2 in your feet. Wait, that's 6 though. Yeah, 6.
1, 2. Yeah. That's sick.
That's insane. That's absolutely
But you
crazy.
could get more. You
You're
can
right.
get like 2 on your elbows, 2 in your knees.
And just track every
then you get-
joint.
Yeah,
That's
the
insane.
major joints. Yeah.
Jeez. So can you just do that, or is that like another expense to be able to get to that extent?
The only issue with that is actually cheaper than the suit. But the issue
Oh.
with that is that because each requires power, so
Okay.
then you're gonna have a
Oh.
lot of wires on you,
Oh.
and then also it needs to have clear vision of the lamps as well.
Mhm.
So if you're seated down and your leg is under the table, for example, it loses tracking, and then it might start drifting around because it's trying to track it.
So your
Yeah.
leg just kind of comes up and just.
You're just
Yeah. If you see some VR chat stuff, sometimes their hips like start like lifting up, or like their
Oh,
hips
yeah.
starts, yeah. So that's what happens when the thing gets blocked.
That's
Gotcha.
amazing. You also, I don't know how you did the scene. I don't know what it's specifically for, but you have a scene of you dancing. And I think you posted on Twitter at some point where it was just like you on stage and it was like
Oh.
dancing.
So that one is a different program which has like a dance preloaded. So you just load your VTuber in, and then it just dances for you. So I'm not actually doing the dance.
Why not?
I mean, I'm not a dancer. I couldn't dance.
That would
But
be.
the program can.
I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, because that's how like
So-
that's how they do that like a lot with like the like video game characters and stuff like that. They just rip a model out of a game, then they throw it into like Blender or something, and then they run it through an animation, record it, and call it done.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Persona one, it's very famous.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
it's just so as long as the program knows like hands, legs, and stuff, and you
Yeah.
just match it 1-to-1, it'll just dance.
That's so cool. It didn't take that long to set up, or?
Takes a bit because it was my first time and
Oh,
my last
yeah.
time.
Oh my
This is,
goodness.
I think it's a Japanese program, so I couldn't understand like half of it or something.
Gotcha.
Or it's like
Oh,
translated from somewhere, so
oh
Yeah.
my
it's
gosh.
not.
Jeez. So, I mean, do you use that like for raids or something, or what? How do you set? Would you have this set for? Or was it just like for fun? You set it up and
For
you
fun,
just
for
yeah.
fun.
That was really
It's just
cool.
testing. I was like, oh, that looks nice, so I just tossed it in.
Nice.
Yeah. Sometimes curiosity is one of the like the biggest motivators for progress and just learning, right? Like, oh, like somebody else did that with their model. Like, can I do that with mine? Then you just go out and learn the thing and do it yourself.
Oh yeah. Do you have any future plans for your model?
I guess I did think of like cool, maybe different clothing or accessories where if chat redeems, like let's say goggles or hat, for example, then it will just like appear, disappear. That's simple
Mhm.
stuff. But I don't think anything specific.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
just get to it when you get to it. That's cool though. I'm excited. I'm excited for whatever you do. Whenever I pop out your stream is always something. Because you have something from like Death Stranding, I think. Is that what the game's called?
Yeah, and I removed
Yes.
it for
Oh.
a while, and then I haven't put it back yet because there was, I think that time when I had it, it was before I had the suit. But when I had to do the suit, I have to redo the whole thing,
Oh.
and then I
Gotcha.
have to put it back. Well, I haven't gone about doing that. So there's a few things. I think the last time I had the Rathalos or Rathian helm as well, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not there yet now.
It's a work
Yeah.
in progress every day. That's what
Working
I keep
on
telling
it.
myself. I'm like, oh, I just need to like change this one small thing like in my Discord or like on my stream, and then look at the clock and it's like 11:30 at night. I'm like, whoops, there goes my entire day of doing things. I'm trying to be productive. Guess not.
Yup. No.
There's one more YouTube video.
Just one more.
It's not even that.
It's
It's
a
just
10-hour video.
one more doing anything else.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean you just got started with the streaming through the Generations Ultimate on the 3DS. Is that how you got started?
I
Got
think it was either GU or even Phoenix Wright. It's
Oh,
either
really?
one of those first. Yeah.
Oh.
And then the primary reason I started stream was because I had no one to play GU with. So I was like, you know what? I'll just stream. And then it just started like, oh, someone comes in and hunt and disappears and hunt and disappear. And it was very niche at the time too. Like GU, especially when it's on a 3DS, it's like almost nobody. But then
Yeah.
after a while, it started like, especially when GU came to the Switch, and then
Mhm.
GU started coming back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. G really like started to come back because I saw like quite a few people playing it, and then I saw people still playing World. I was really confused with the release because the release for GU was kind of odd, like because it came out like directly after World.
Yes. Yeah, it came out like a month or two after World, and it was probably the worst timing for the United States, right? Like for the Western audience, because it's like this game's gonna flop. You're literally releasing two games like at the exact same time. Like I still haven't played through GU because I mean World existed. It's like why would I?
There's a lot
'Cause
to do in that.
I played the crap out of Generations, and I loved Generations.
Yeah.
Because that was the current Monster Hunter. And then I tried to play Double Cross, but it's only in Japanese. So like I can't read that.
No.
And so like I was trying to like play the demo and like use Gaijin's like translation notes to like figure out what the tutorial, like what all like the menus and stuff were saying in the demo. And I was like, if I can get used to that, I can play Double Cross on the 3DS. Couldn't, and I was like, all right, well, I guess Double Cross is the one that I'm not playing.
Yeah. Did you have to get like some kind of capture card for your 3DS? Like, did you get those 3DSs?
No. There's actually, I forgot where. Like they actually like changed the software or something so you can actually stream via Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
So you
So
you stream from the 3DS. Yeah. So you just stream it towards your OBS, and OBS just captures it through Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
That's so sick. Did you have to jailbreak your 3DS at all?
I think so. Like I have to pass it to someone. So
yeah, there's install services. There's install services for it. 'Cause it's actually kind of in depth, like actually doing it yourself. Because I've looked into this, but I prefer hardware rather than software. Because what it does is that it uses the 3DS's Wi-Fi to send broadcast data to your Wi-Fi, and then your computer from the Wi-Fi picks it up and recasts it. So it introduces, in my opinion, a lot of video delay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't want that to like come through, you have to delay yourself in OBS so you match up with the game. But then like any lapse in wireless, right, between the 3DS and your Wi-Fi, and then your Wi-Fi's connection to your computer creates a lot of like breaks and gaps and stuff like that. So it's not like it was perfect. I tried it out for myself. I took like an old 3DS, 3DS XL, and had this service installed on it and did all that stuff. And then because I was going to use it for speedrunning, and it's a lot more affordable. It's like, you know, like $50 from somebody. Then you ship it to them, they do it, and they send it back. It's really easy. It's more affordable than buying a capture card or like hardware. And I tried that, and it just did not work for me, but it works for some people, you know. But when I was doing that, I was living in a house with two other guys, and you know, we're all using the internet all at the same time, and living in a neighborhood also doing the same thing. Like the internet lapses, right? It's gonna happen. So like I just wasn't really set up to do that, which is why I got a hardware one.
Gotcha. Are they still doing it? I've asked this question a million times before.
the wireless streaming, yeah. The hardware streaming, there's like 2 companies that I have found that are still doing it. But you know, it's expensive, like a couple $100.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. Like that's like a service you can't really make cheap, because otherwise a lot of people are going to send stuff to you if you don't have enough materials.
It's a service that doesn't really exist anymore. The people that were manufacturing the capture cards for the 3DSs no longer exist. That company is out of business, so they aren't manufacturing any more cards. So they're being reused and refurbished, or resold. And so that means that there's a finite quantity of these devices. So as everyone sells, the price for it just keeps going up. That's why like I don't want to get rid of because I have a 3DS XL that has a capture card in it. I would like to get my new 3DS XL modded. It's like $800. Jeez. And like buying them secondhand can be anywhere between like $1,200 to $2,000, because people are, you know, price gouging these things because they don't exist. It makes sense to, right?
Yeah.
Like if there's 4 of them listed on eBay and 3 of them are $1,000, yeah, I'm listing mine for $1,000 too.
It's like trying to get a rare Pokemon card.
It's worse. It's only 4.
Oh my goodness. Are there like other, like what other games are you thinking of like getting into? Like, are there like, do you plan on streaming Final Fantasy 14 again?
So much, to be honest. I want to, but I feel like I don't think people will come in for that. They'll come in to interact, but not because of the game, I think.
Ah, gotcha. It's very different because...
No.
Go for it.
No, I forgot. You go.
Oh shit! I did too. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's very different, especially when you like kind of grow your community through like an entirely different game, like Monster Hunter. It's like even for a new player, it's pretty easy to understand when they come in. It's just like you hunt monster.
Yeah, like it's in the name.
Exactly. And then with Final Fantasy, it's pretty hard to like transition from that, from like streaming Monster Hunter or other games that are like pretty straightforward when you cop into it, and then Final Fantasy where you have to be kind of like involved to kind of understand a little bit, like even like you have to at least start the game to understand what's going on. So yeah, it's a big transition between those, but yeah, I think the streaming story mode I think like is pretty fun for that game.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
there's
if you
like
have stuff in
story.
MSQ to do.
Yeah, story, and then there's the raid, and then there's the social aspect of things like farming for stuff. There's lottery stuff. There's treasure hunting. There's a raid. I mean, like farming for mounts. There's like so many things you can do, and it depends on. Do people want to watch you for progressive raid? Do they want to see your reaction to the story? Do they want to see you like be lucky in a treasure hunt? Do they want to see your housing? Now there's like island stuff as well. I haven't even started it.
Oh, the
There's
Island
that as well.
Sanctuary.
Island Sanctuary?
Yeah, it's like a mini like farming sim kind of thing, but you get to put all of your minions onto an island, and then you kind of like go around, collect resources on the island, make structures and stuff. It's pretty neat.
That sounds cute. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You get to see all your minions
try
out?
it. I think so. I haven't tried it yet, but I mean that's what they were talking about. Is like you get to like let all of your minions like roam free, and like you get to use them. Well, God, I almost knocked my coffee over. You get to use them like on the island to like gather resources and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I haven't seen anyone do it yet though.
That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah. What have you beaten everything in Final Fantasy then, Chika?
No,
No?
I mean the latest patch just dropped like 6 days ago. So
Yeah.
there's still
last week.
There's a big like a lot of stuff to do now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the island, you have your extended MSQ, you have your side quote unquote MSQ.
It's a new
lot
EX
of crafting
trial.
stuff dropped. Yeah, new EX trial, new tier rate. You call it like
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's new
5.
Pandemonium tiers coming, but I don't know if those are out yet. 5 through 8.
I think the normals are out, but not the savage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, normals are out.
Yeah.
Savages aren't yet. Yep. Yeah. So there's a lot to do. And I mean like and that's kind of what happens with these like post game updates is they release a lot all at once because I mean they're trying to keep the longevity of the game going until the next expansion comes out, which I mean I don't know about you, Chico. I'm super excited for it because it's not Heidelin Arc. It's going to be something entirely new, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
There you go.
I'm just wondering what it will be.
Yeah. There was oh no, because like I read something about like how Endwalker was actually supposed to be 2 expansions and not 1, and the first half of it was going to be about like the entire conflict in Garlemald, and then the second half was going to be about, you know, the like weird time traveling nonsense. But I keep forgetting that spoilers for Skoj.
I will smack
But,
both.
I just like, but still, besides Endwalker, I still feel Shadowbringer is still the best for me because that molds everything and puts everything into context. Because everything so far was like this expansion. They connect, but it wasn't like a whole picture.
Yeah.
When Shadowbringers comes in, it's just like information overload. I was like, wait, is that what's happening? Oh, this is what's happening? Oh, is this the reason why this happened? Like
That's
everything just
cool.
unfolds?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm
I
excited
can't
for that
wait
then.
for your reaction, Skoj. That's why I'm waiting.
You really need to, because it's like it's insane, because like even stuff that happens in Shadowbringers is like explains events that happened in ARR, and the same thing in Endwalker. It's like, wait a minute, like this is why that happened in A Realm Reborn. Like,
all
okay,
right.
this is a cool story now.
I need to progress. It's gonna happen.
Yes, you do.
I need to do it.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I will do it.
All your streams next week. All 10 of them.
But what was I gonna say? Fuck. Yeah, Splatoon 3 is coming out.
Splatoon 3 is coming out.
Yes. Are you playing that?
I played the demo.
I did too.
I was raging so hard.
I was anxious. I was anxious.
Did you guys enjoy the demo?
Yeah, it was fun. It was pretty fun. The 3v3 is awful.
Oh, really? There's a 3v3?
Is it like cool. 3 teams against each other kind of thing?
Oh, that's awful.
It's a 4v2v2.
What?
It's a 4v2v2?
So basically, I think the team with 4 starts in the middle, and then the team which has 2 starts on the left and right. So remember how there's like scissors, rock, and paper?
Okay.
I think the one that is leading would be the 4-man team, and the ones that are losing would be the 2 and the other 2. And then they will have to. It's still a turf war, but they fight for the turf, and the 4 has to defend against the 2.
Okay, because this is now, because when they do the Splatfest now, it's 3 choices, not 2. Okay, because there's 3 idols that we're following now. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh my goodness.
I was wondering how they were going to do that, because they introduced like 3 idols for this, and I was like, that's kind of weird. But so is that just a game mode? Is that just for Splatfest then?
I don't know, because it's like involved in the 1v1. Like it's like a mix. Like when you click the game mode, it flips you between the 2 game modes, where it's just like 4v2v2 and then 4v4.
Okay, yeah. I like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's still a turf war.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. No. Wait. 4v2v2 is like a King of the Hill, right?
No, it's a turf war. It's turf war plus there's like special stuff which you can capture, which will assist you in painting the turf. But I only played it like 2 or 3 times because it keeps flipping. Like you said, it flips like between the 2, so I couldn't fully like experience it because it kicks me back to the 4 versus 4, and then kicks me back into 4-2-2, and it kicks me back again. So yeah.
You just I just wanted
salty.
Yeah. God, I got so anxious because it's just like it reminded me when I used to play competitive Overwatch a lot, and I was just like, holy shit, because I had a lot of memories from that. There was a lot of I had a lot of good memories playing with friends, but there was also like the other side of it where it's like, for me, I'm not that good at competitive games where it's like PvP. So I got extremely anxious because I was just like, I know I'm not good at them, and it's hard when people are just like, oh, we're losing. I'm like, it's because of me. So the same thing happened with Black Ops 3 as well when I went to competitive in that. So it's like, I don't know, when I was playing it last night, I was both like, I was happy playing it, but I was also like really anxious of being like, oh.
Yeah, I feel that. I get the same way with competitive games. Like that's why I almost entirely stopped playing Smite. Because I mean, like I enjoy playing it with my friends, but then that's about it. You know, like the other aspects of the game I didn't enjoy, and so I realized like, oh, maybe I just like playing games with my friends. Turns out it was that. I just like doing that. The game that we were playing just happened to be Smite. But yeah, like just when it comes to like PvP games, I'm the same way. I get like really anxious and just really unsettled, and the same thing happens in Splatoon with me too. But like even the same thing happens in like competitive card games, right? Like TCGs, like Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, and stuff like that. Like I get competitive, I get anxious, and I want to do well. And when I don't do well, I get pissed.
At least it doesn't involve aim.
Yeah, I know, right? That doesn't
unless you
involve
miss
aim.
your card.
Drop it on the floor. It's like, judge, misplay.
But oh man, how do you feel like with competitive games or PvP games like that? Do you enjoy the competitive aspect of it?
I enjoy it if it's an even-ish match.
Mhm.
Like for example, let's say Smash Bros, right?
Mhm.
If it's like if we play a 10 out of 10 games, if I win 4 times and you won 6, I can still like enjoy it. But when it's like a trash fest, where you just air juggle me nonstop, and I'm like, am I playing this to fill in the gap so that you will have fun and I'm just a punching bag, which is better than the AI but not that good?
Yeah.
You know? Or
I see that.
or the worst part is when they say things like, "Oh, don't worry, I will stop using that move." I'm like, okay, so now you're just holding back, right? Like,
Yeah.
That always hurts because
I mean,
like you
they
hear
mean
that.
well,
Yeah, of course. But like, don't say it to me. Just be like, oh, you beat
Just don't
me.
do
It's
it.
like, yeah, I beat you. Oh,
Proceed
man.
to lose 6 more times.
Yeah, I beat you. Wait a minute. Oh man, that's the same thing with
I
Smash.
sold Smash immediately after that. I was like, nope, I'm not playing this.
Yeah.
Wait, you sold it back? Wait, the new one for the Switch?
Yeah, I literally like after that experience of being trashed, like 10 losses or 9 losses, 1 win. I'm like, I'm just gonna see eBay. I'm gonna sell it.
No, I feel
Fighting games are weird, right? Because like those are implicitly designed to be PvP, or at least like player versus player, right? Whether it's a computer player or like a story player or like another like person, that is like the initial design. It's one versus another, and those kinds of games they never appealed to me, right? Like Tekken and like the only reason I played Pokken is because there's Pokemon in it. The only reason I played Smash is because there's Pokemon in it. Like I had something to relate to with those, and I could find other enjoyment like that. But I mean, unless you're like really dedicated to learning the game and understanding it and like actually improving and getting better and like have the desire to play against other people who are going to be better than you, there's no reason to play a fighting game. Because like there's story mode. Like Tekken has a story mode. And Street Fighter has a story mode. Like those aren't the reasons why you buy these games. The reason because they're like 6 hours at best, and the time sink that you're actually going to put into the game is playing with other people, is being involved in that community. It's the same thing like Monster Hunter, right? Like we play it for more than just the story. We play it for the experience and the community and the post game and the experiences that we have afterwards, right? But in the same vein, we all are also willing to learn the game and learn the matchups and learn the monsters and learn new weapons. Like we want to invest that. So like I can understand the same kind of like concepts with fighting games, but I'm not built like that.
I played Smash for the story.
Hey, Skoy, can you tell me what the story for Smash Bros was?
People got absorbed by this weird light thing, and then we have to save it being Kirby.
No, he's right.
Wait, what? Is that it? Is that really
He got it. He nailed it.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I have no idea what the story was.
Too high. I just based it off of the intro. That was it.
I don't know. Like I say that, and like Splatoon, I'll probably buy Splatoon 3 just for the story mode because I really like the story mode in Splatoon games.
They're pretty fun. Do you plan on getting it?
I'm insane.
Chika?
If the store doesn't allow me to cancel my pre-order, I'll get it. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I'll play it with you. I'll sneak in. I'll be like, "Hoy, carry me."
Look, the thing is, it's not about. Okay, the fighting game is one thing, but then there's also the 5v5 kind of thing, or even the most recent one would be Mario Kart, right?
Oh.
I'm just racing with a bunch of friends. I just hate being last.
I feel
can't
that.
take it.
Oh my gosh! You know what, Chika? Let's do a race and see who like gets last the most. Whoever gets last the most
And
wins.
I just get so like I don't want to say anything that would like hurt someone's feeling.
Oh yeah.
So I end up going like more quiet as the stream or the session progresses. And then they're like, Chica, you're not saying anything. I'm like, I know, and there's a reason for
Madge.
that. I treasure you guys. I don't want to damper our relationship, so saying nothing is better than saying something right now.
I feel that.
I mean, like, and you know that too, right? So you can kind of like temper your expectations when going into something like that. But you know, there's also like a point to be made too, that like, because I mean, I get the same way. I can get the same way with like competitive games, so I just don't put myself in that situation. Like I don't play Jackbox with friends anymore because I get competitive with Jackbox.
What?
So I just don't do it.
You get
I like
with
to win.
Jackbox.
Yeah, because I like to win. Like the
Yes.
only Jackbox game that I'll continue to play to this day is Murder Mystery Trivia Party. I love that one. That one's a blast because nobody knows any of the answers. We're just guessing. So like that one I don't care. But like all the other stuff where it's like based on you having to like be witty and other people to interpret it, that I'm an idiot. Like I can't do that. And then when I start losing in that, I'm like, I'm not having fun. So I totally get it. I just like when everyone else is like, I want to play Jackbox, I'm like, I'll watch.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. The Jackbox is like, it's a very kind of sketchy game to play with viewers because sometimes you get like especially with a writing thing. Are there some writing things on Jackbox?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's always scary.
So there's like there's like the streamer mode, and they have like a very bad profanity and censoring filter built into it. But like the streamer mode is intended so they put the person's Twitch username into the game so you know who to ban if they do something. Like, that's the only reason that streamer mode is there, is to hold people accountable. But yeah, no, I don't. I've had people like go like, oh, like we should do like community, like we should do, you know, Jackbox with viewers. And I'm like, no, one of you guys is gonna say something that I don't want on stream. I am very particular about who I allow on my stream, you know, like who I allow in my spaces. Yeah, I like that's why we're doing Pokemon on your channel, dude. How do you think I want you on mine? But it's like when you give someone full reign to just put something into your stream, it is very sketchy. Like even like me just having like Twitch chat appear in the stream VOD is super sketchy because you're responsible for that. If they say some shit and even if you delete it, it's there. And I have to get rid of the VOD entirely. Great.
Yeah.
Awful.
Oh man.
That's my take on Jackbox. I hate Jackbox.
Oh whoa. Wow.
Murder Mystery is the best for me too, and then everything else is takes too much time to like there's a lot of downtime which I don't like. Jackbox, Murder Mystery is just it keeps going.
Yeah.
So
that's always nice.
Yeah. That's why it's the best one. Because you can't write dumb shit in it. I'll play that with viewers.
What? Wait, what with viewers?
I'll play Murder Mystery Trivia Party with viewers because you can't write. Like, there's no writing prompts in it. It's just multiple choice.
Okay, yeah, I would like something like that. That'd be fun. But I'm too dumb for that. I can't do that.
oh, no one knows the answers to that.
If you've ever seen a trivia question for one of these things, you don't. It's the most obscure nonsense because it's trivia, right?
Yeah.
It's the most obscure nonsense. Nobody knows the answer. Everyone's just guessing. Like every now and then you're like, ooh, I know this one. But then like 90% of the time it's just nonsense, like a guess, like Tanzania or something. It's like, nope, that's wrong. It was Quebec. And it's like, wait a minute.
Wait. Oh man. But
this is the writer. Which books did he write? And then you're like,
yeah,
I don't know.
I've never heard of this name in my entire life. I've never read a book before.
Dude, there's so many like trivia questions. It's just like, this is a 5th grade level. Like, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Like, those games are like always very scary for me because I'm just like, I'm very scared to just like, if someone recommends like, hey, we should play this game, I'm like, no, I am not smarter. Don't give me a I swear, if you're bringing that up
do you
in
have
San
a 5th grade
Diego,
education?
I do not apparently.
But I will say that like that game show and like that game in particular like pissed me off when I was in school. It's like grown ass adults, right?
Yeah.
They're like do this very basic algebra question. I'm like, how can you not figure this out? Now, if you put any of that in front of me, I'm screwed. I'm screwed. I've been out of school for 6 years. It's all over.
Who's the first president?
I'm kidding. I had to think. Hold on. Why did I have to think? But like, oh man, no. I'm right there with you, Skoy. I don't want to put myself in a situation that shows how stupid I am.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm fine with those though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know I'm just gonna make a fool of myself. So.
Oh yeah.
Just go
You've
all
accepted
out.
it.
Just go all out. Just be like, hey, you know what?
But when
I
it
am
comes to
dumb.
skill though,
Seize the answer. It's not multiple choice. Fuck. Oh,
What do you mean
man.
it's not multiple choice?
Oh my goodness. So should we sneak into Monster Hunter talk since we got a new monster revealed that came out of nowhere?
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that.
That came completely out of left field. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I'm just like, I'm not making a video on this. I'm like dead tired. I just got out of work. Nah. But
Yeah.
Flaming
let's
Espinas.
pretend I know. Okay, yes. 'Cause I-
No, the trailer kind of came out of nowhere. It came out at like 9 p.m. at night Eastern.
Yep.
And it was just like, I saw it, I was going through Twitter, and Kogath posted a Twitter of a picture of like, here's a full HD render of Flaming Espinas. I'm like, oh, cool. Wait a minute.
Of what? Excuse me?
Yeah. I saw the trailer
did you
too.
call him?
It's like a different version of a variant of
Yeah.
regular Espinas. More fire.
More fire.
More fire.
I mean,
Everyone's
I'm
like,
curious to see how they make it unique, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
it very much looks like the same monster again, but it's just going to be larger, and they put it in the Forlorn Arena.
new moves.
Yeah, like I hope it is unique though, because like we get a lot of the times like we get these variants that are just more or less the same. Like I mean, it's gonna be controversial. Basil geese and seething basil geese. It should just be seething. Like, but that's what we're looking at here, right? Like it's a basil geese and then seething basil geese. Like it's Espinas and it's flaming Espinas. It's like one of its components cranked up a little bit more. So I'm interested.
I definitely
We'll
that.
see what happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Have you ever played Frontier, Chica?
nope. The first one was 4 for me.
Four?
Monster Hunter 4.
Was on a 4? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I have not heard about Frontier, or that it was even like an online MMO. Like by the time I heard it was an online MMO was the time it was closing. I was like, fuck. It's like, wait, there's a Monster Hunter MMO out there? And then it's just like, we're closing on this day. And I'm like, well, time to
Was it
speedrun
any
content.
good though?
I heard it was great. Like I heard like I've watched some clips and videos online of like people fighting these monsters. It looked crazy cool. So, and it just like the vibe of it as well looks very just homey. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, comfortable, cozy.
Yeah, MMOs are usually just cozy. I don't know how to until you get to
It's
a raid.
weird. It's weird to call it an MMO too, because the massively multiplayer portion of it is the fact that your gathering hub could have 100 people in it, and that's it.
Oh.
That's the massively multiplayer part.
Oh.
So it's so weird to call it an MMO. It's not like you had like raids of like against a monster of like 100 people. No, still four player hunts. You know, and as far as I know, there's only the one hub, which is just a big circle. That's all it is. But you could have like 100 people sitting there, which is insane. You
It's
know,
wild.
and it's not like you have like guild halls or anything like that. Like, could you imagine?
No.
Picture a world with me. Okay. Skoy has no imagination. Picture a world with me, if you would, where we take all
Just
of
getting
the
philosophical. What the fuck? Alright, go on, sorry.
to be an asshole or to not be an asshole. That's Skoy's question today. But like, think about this. Think about all the community aspects and all the multiplayer aspects of Final Fantasy XIV, and then rip out all of the boring, lame anime Final Fantasy tropes and put in all of the absolute cool, very unique and neat fantasy elements of Monster Hunter, including the combat system. You have a money printing engine right there. You have just like perfectness. It would be perfect. Because, like, think about, like, all the different areas that you could go to. Like, you could have all of, like, the different cities. You could have Hearth. You could have Gilda from, like, Stories. You could have Port Tanzia. You could have Moga Village. You could have all these places. You could have, like, housing districts for these places. You could make them explorable, and you could expand on the lore and the ideas and the information that's found in these areas. And then you can make them massively multiplayer. You can make guild halls. You could have, like, the Monster Hunter Guild, and then you could have, like, people's own individual hunting, communities, right? Like, you could do so many cool things with this. It is literally just one MMO adaptation away from being the best MMO to exist.
It's like
Capcom, I'm telling you, money printing engine.
With updates coming like every update.
Just to do a live service again and give it a 4-year life cycle, and then you just burn it to the ground and build up a new one again. Like,
imagine like that every update is like a new, like, it's like the 3rd gen update where they bring in like 3U mechanics and just the arena and or the hub and everything. It's like Celebration GU, but MMO.
They could literally just do an MMO style release where just every year they re-release content that they've already made, never have to think about what they're going to do in the next year, and just be like, okay, here's new locales, new hubs, new monsters, new things to fight, and new weapon upgrades and stuff like that. It's like, but then, like, how do you balance that is like the other question, right? Like, that's really hard. Like, in an MMO format, how do you balance Monster Hunter? Which, like, yeah, that's difficult. But, Capcom's smart. They'll figure it out.
Job just doesn't want to do the work.
Not even a little bit. Are you kidding me?
Would you be interested for a Monster Hunter MMO if it were to come out, Chika?
Well, yeah. I mean, the idea of having like a guild house, let's say with chat, for example, and you just go farm. Let's say you want to make a cool table. So you need to gather mats, or you need to like farm a specific monster to get certain parts and build that table. That's a fun thing to do with chat, for example, I think.
Yeah.
Or even with friends, like we have a group of friends, we have a guild house, we want to make like basically common items, you need to go gather stuff. You want to make like a Rathian design closet, for example. Go farm some scales or some parts, and then you make something there. You want to build a trophy room, stuff like that. That'd be pretty so cool. And then, every month or 2 months, you release like there's new items now which you can farm off these monsters, which at least give people incentive to go hunt rather than I made all my equipment. Now what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I would
more incentive to keep hunting.
Like, I would literally live in that game if there was like a brand new release by Capcom, MMO Monster Hunter game. I would literally live in that game. I would stream it for hours on end every day. Never make a new YouTube video. I'd just be like, where is he? It's just like, community post, I live here now. Come on. Like, that would be
all the time.
Amazing. I honestly think one of the biggest things I miss with Monster Hunter is the large hubs. Like, with Rise and Sunbreak, I absolutely love the game. It's really fun. Sunbreak has been fantastic so far. I was spoiled by the 16-player hubs. I was extremely spoiled by that, and I would absolutely love that back, because like the fact, especially with the investigations being part of that, like if we had, imagine 16-player hubs in Sunbreak with those afflicted investigation things, and just asking your community, hey, does anyone have this like afflicted level that I can like use? I need these materials. And just, I miss that part of investigations and just having large player hubs like that.
It's a lot more streamlined when you have a larger like hub like that. I mean, it's not like you can't do that now, but people aren't as inclined to help or to join or something like that if they can't just like passively be in the hub. I noticed, right? Like, then that's kind of unfortunate, but it's what we're used to now as a community. That was like the gold standard for Twitch communities, was just open hubs, 16 people in here. I don't really have to worry about it. If someone wants to join, I can just ask other people that aren't hunting right now to leave. now it's like we have to make and curate a queue system. We have to, make sure we stay on top of it. We have to communicate with people about how long it's going to take for them to get up there, to get into the queue or to get into the next hub. And like I've had people join, and like when I've just started like a new hunting group, because I do like 3 or 4 hunts and then I rotate. Everyone gets to post something.
Yeah.
And then we rotate, but then like sometimes those hunts take a while, or like we fail and we try them again. And it's been like 45 minutes and they're like, I pieced out. Like I left 30 minutes ago. It's
understandable too, because it's just like you're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, maybe 3 hunts per group, but then that takes a while. So it's like, oh, how do you feel about it? It's
a hard thing to balance.
Yeah, because you've been streaming with like the 4-player hub since basically Generations Ultimate on the 3DS. So how do you feel with the hubs, and which do you prefer, I guess? Chika.
What? Me?
That's me.
I thought you
No, he gets to talk to me all the time. He doesn't want to talk to me.
No, it's just you and me now. What's up?
Yeah.
All right. So what was it again? 4 and 16?
Yeah. So you started playing since like Generations Ultimate on the 3DS. Do you prefer like the 4-player hubs, or did you like enjoy and were spoiled by like the 16-player hubs that we had later on?
Personally, I don't feel like what Bagel said. It's just the whole if you're already in the hub, you're more inclined to help. If you're not in the hub, you tend to do something else, or you go hunt with another friend. And then when you ask like, oh, does anyone have this? They're going to be either busy doing something.
Yeah.
So there's the incentive to help isn't there, but generally it's more of a what do you call it? Quality of life kind of thing. Having 16.
Yeah,
but
and
it's
convenience.
not really a big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because to me it's just in and out, and it's also in a way better because no one would snipe. Like there is potentially when there's like. There'll be that someone who, wait, no, it's that person's turn. No. And then they start,
You're like, okay, you back out. You've been hunting me for the past 20 times. You get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a hard thing to balance with like Worlds lobbies, was making sure that you hunted with everyone that joined. Because like people join your hub when you stream because they want to hunt with you and your community. And if you don't make the time to do that, like it gets really difficult, and like I think the redemptions now have made that a lot easier to manage, right? Like Twitch redemptions, because like even just thinking about it now, just make a 1 channel point redemption that is do a hunt with me, and it just puts it into the queue, so it reminds you like, oh hey, like I need to do a hunt with Skoj, like he wants me to do this Gold Rathian for some reason. So like that reminds me to do that. I'm gonna cart 3 times.
Man.
I mean, I like each definitely has their own quirks, because like I've had moments where I've had like full hubs and only 4 people hunting, because everyone else is just standing around like just doing nothing because they just want to exist there, and I'm like, y'all are taking up space. Get out. I mean, you just need to play Stormblood.
I'll get there.
You need to. I know you just released your schedule, but I think you need to go back and revise that and change it to every day of this week playing Final Fantasy 14 until you finish Endwalker, so we can just do anything. Really. Nah, you don't need to do that stuff.
What?
Best case, I'll join you. No, worst case, I'll watch the VODs. Best case, I'll join you.
Okay, gotcha.
But you have to stream it though.
I'll stream the story. I just need to get an actual like schedule going, because right now I'm all over the place.
Yeah,
but streaming at least.
No, do it when you can. Yeah, because like making that time and stuff like that, it's really difficult. It's actually been increasingly difficult for me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm broken. I like keep staying up till like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, I've noticed that. You told me it was just like, hey, good morning, I'm up 11 a.m. How you doing?
11.
I'm like, whoa. Yeah, it's the first time that I'm up before you.
Yeah, because that never happens. Like 2 weeks ago, I was up at like 7 or 6. Like now it's like 2 a.m. I'm broken.
My goodness.
What was it's 2 a.m. now?
I don't want to be awake till then, though.
What was the
That's
hardest
2
you ever?
a.m. for me.
Oh yeah. Wait, is it right now?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my
my
goodness.
gosh.
I'm so sorry. Wait.
No, it's fine.
Oh,
This is
okay.
like my prime time. What do you mean?
Okay.
This is peak Chika operating time.
Peak Chica time. Do you do you have a game? What was your favorite Monster Hunter game? I don't think I ever really asked that because you played a shit ton of GU. I see you always in that Isabelle like Palico outfit.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
my
Yes.
girl.
It was like since 3DS, it's like Palico only. I think my Switch is like 1,000 hunts Palico and no other weapon.
Oh my god.
Oh, using Prowler?
Prowler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
only
super
Prowler,
cool.
yes.
that's so funny.
I've
I
always
just
wanted
like the
to do.
quirkiness.
Mm.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do a Gen U playthrough of like Prowler, but they like stripped so much out of it from Generations to Gen U. It's so much harder just to play Prowler.
It's crazy.
From what I heard is they didn't do anything to the Prowler when GU came out, so you're basically playing GU with a Gen Prowler in a sense that you're not
yeah.
stronger.
Oh, so it's like high
They-
rank Prowler.
More or less, yeah.
Oh wow. Is that why
Yeah,
you
'cause
always say like whenever you join like a crazy like EX hunt or something, you're like, I'm sorry if I car.
You get one shot. Well, you got 3 lives, but you still get one shot.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Prowlers have 0 survivability. But they do get you get 3 hits. And then that's it.
Oh my goodness. Damn. Would you say that that's your favorite game? Or like for Monster Hunter wise? Or like which Monster Hunter
I just like the quirkiness of it.
Yeah.
Like just having to manage acorns. You can be a healer. You can do like you can ride in a tank. You can shoot like KO shots. You can like firework flash bomb. It's just really different than a normal hunter.
Mhm.
When I first started GU, I was playing actually the rifle gun. What's the jumping?
Aerial style?
The jump. Yeah,
Oh,
aerial
yeah,
style.
yeah.
And it's so different. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But if
Mhm.
you get hit, you die. But
Oh,
it's so
jeez.
fun.
It sounds like a
And
lot of
The
fun.
entire game's
Yeah.
a skill issue.
It is a
Get hit and you die.
It's crazy. But yeah. Do you have a favorite? Or is that like you feel like that is like the
I
quirkiness
just think
of
it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's I like GU for a certain style. I like Rise for a certain style. I like Iceborne for a certain style. But I wouldn't say I prefer one. I could play all 3. It's just a different experience for me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
can
Same
appreciate
monster,
that.
different experience.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's crazy.
Yeah, 'cause that's like that's actually like a great way to put that same monster but different experience. Because like when people ask me like which do you like more, like Rise or World, I really don't have an answer to that anymore, right? Like I don't really know, right? I like them for different things, and you're absolutely correct. Like it's a different experience. It's it's like watching a movie like in an IMAX theater versus watching the same movie in a drive-through. It's a different feel.
Yeah, like the
Drive-through, drive-in.
drive-in. I think it's true. Well, either way, I haven't experienced the drive-in theater. Like, I haven't experienced
You're
that
not missing
yet.
much.
What? I think it'd be fun. Cause like you're in
Not
like a
missing
parking
much.
lot watching the movie, and you turn like the radio station to
exactly.
like to that movie station or something. Is that how it works?
Some places do it. Some places do it like that. Other places they have you pull up next to like a little speaker, and the speaker's got a really long cord on it. This is how it used to be. 'Cause the last time I was at a drive-in was in Michigan when I was 7.
Oh my gosh.
That was like almost 20 years ago. No, wait. How old am I? Oh God, that was 21 years ago.
Ah,
Oh no.
two.
So yeah. Anyways, they take this like a little box, and you put it in like you put it on your car door so you can hear. It's a speaker, so you can hear the movie. And it's got one on either side, and you put them on the sides. Or like I know there were some that like you tune into like a radio station, it plays it through your car speakers.
Yeah.
Listen, the reason why I liked going to the drive-in was because they had an arcade
Oh.
And so I would just go and play in the arcade, which is right next to the concessions.
Experience the movie.
No, I didn't care about the movie. Like what it's the year, it's 2001. What's playing? You can't name a single movie from 2001.
Hold on, I'll give you 3.
You're Googling it. You're literally going to Google it. You can't even tell me a movie from 2001.
I will give you 3. Oh, I don't know that on the top of my head. How do I know that at the top of my head?
Give me a movie from 2007.
Really?
Matrix was 2001? No shot.
No, I have no idea. I'm just.
Oh.
Was Shrek 2001?
We have Jurassic Park 3.
What the
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
I wasn't seeing that.
Spirited Away.
Wasn't seeing a Ghibli movie in a drive-in in Michigan. Could you imagine?
Planet of the Apes.
I think it was Planet of the Apes.
Best movie of all time, Tomb Raider.
Oh God, don't do that to me.
Harry Potter.
Don't get me on the rant.
Like we got
that was 2001.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone was 2001. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was 2001.
What's that long ago?
Yeah.
When was Shrek?
Yeah, what was
I don't
Shrek?
know.
2003, I want to say.
That one Jimmy Neutron movie, like with the green alien. Oh my gosh. RoboCop. Like the older one, not the new remaster one. The remaster one was like what, 2011, I think.
Oh, Shrek was 2001.
Holy shit!
I knew it. Maybe it was Shrek. Maybe I was seeing Shrek for the first time.
Oh my goodness,
Shrek
there's a lot
great,
of. 2001 was a solid year. Holy shit! The Accidental Spy, Jackie Chan. You better take it back. Okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely take it back. You said Fellowship and Shrek.
What movies came out in 2001?
But
Monsters
we couldn't name
Inc.
any of them.
Monsters Inc. Osmosis Jones, Scooby Doo. Like,
okay.
bro.
Okay. I take it back. That's a year DVD came out too, right? Like 2000, 2001. Like DVD was coming out then. I don't know. I feel like it was.
DVDs come out. DVDs became
gotta
popular.
be early. It's gotta be like
1997.
Yeah.
Damn.
Skoy's as old as DVD.
It's a year older than me, actually. I'm 98.
Oh man, that became a nostalgia trip.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. DVDs are like becoming obsolete now.
But yeah, everything's on a streaming service now, dude. We went from VHS to DVD to Blu-ray. We skipped all of that so fast, and now we're on streaming services. You don't buy DVDs anymore. Oh yeah, there was a recent Hot Ones episode with crap, what was his name? There's a recent Hot Ones episode where they had an actor on who's like predominantly known for playing in like rom-coms, you know, like romantic comedy movies like that we were kind of known for from like the 2010s. Yeah. Right. And he was talking about like why we don't see those anymore. It's because DVDs don't sell anymore. It's like, whoa, that's brilliant. Like that's DVDs crazy. Just like that was like what the majority of sales like came from was like from DVD sales. And since that doesn't happen anymore because everything goes to theater or goes to a streaming service, they really have to pick what movies they make.
Exactly. Was that like the Tom Cruise interview thing you saw with Hot Ones? Is that what the one?
It's not Tom Cruise. It's someone else.
Oh, is it?
I'm looking it up.
Oh shit! No, it's not Tom Cruise. It's fucking. What's his name?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon. That's what I said.
Nope. You said Tom Cruise, but go on.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, Blu-ray was released in 2006.
Yeah.
Wow. Things are moving too quickly. I don't like this.
Keep it going. Well, Next stop, Mars.
How much further
First
can
VHS,
we go?
then Mars. We're going to Mars, baby.
For movies?
No, just in general.
Oh.
we need technology to advance this quickly so we can get to Mars in our lifetime.
My goodness.
And then I'll really have an existential crisis.
I just want a really good VR. I don't know.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you show of hands, because we can do that. Has everyone here seen Sword Art Online?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Chika, you've seen it. Okay, cool. We got to raise because we could do that. It's so cool.
That's so cool.
would you use their like augmented reality thing?
Yes.
Like, would you use that
without a second thought?
Yes.
And then die.
You would, even knowing, even if you had the foresight of the events that happened in SAO, it works exactly the same way.
Well, they didn't
even
know.
if you had the foresight. No, I'm telling you, but you have that foresight now. Like now you know that can happen. Do you use it?
Yeah, real life sucks. Get me in there.
Yes. I think I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like that's like so cool, and what's insane is that technology is getting really close to that. Because like even for like, this is something
Chica,
that
like
comes
literally
up.
like evidence, right?
well yeah, but like that's actual motion being that's simulated motion being captured by actual motion.
Yes.
Well, what I'm thinking about, because like the SAO technology was perceived motion being captured by simulated or simulation motion being captured by perceived motion. You only have to think about doing the thing, and therefore it does it. So it has to like, because like it's the way they explain it in SAO. If you guys don't know, Sword Art Online, it's all about augmented reality, video gaming, virtual reality, video gaming. I know, but we're also talking about something that I think is really cool, which is science and medicine. The idea is that they wear this headset and it reads their cerebral their cerebral cortex and their spinal nerves and stuff like that, and it intercepts those transmissions to then translate them into a video game. So while you're wearing this headset, you are helpless, right? Like you just kind of like lay there, you know, but it is a one-to-one feedback. Like if you would run, you're running in the video game. If you would swing a sword, you're swinging a sword just like in real life. Like that's the take, is that it's one-to-one. You don't have to think about the thing. You just kind of do the thing. So would you use that in real life? I would be terrified to, but I would absolutely try it out.
Yes.
My only issue is the older you get, you're gonna be so slow.
So like, and that was the other thing too. They even talked about that in SAO, right? Because like they were talking about like there is like automated responses, right? Like the sword arts, like in actual SAO, they're like, you don't actually do those, you just perform the sword art. So like, yeah, sure, like there's probably ways around that, you know. But my point is that even now for amputee patients, when they want to replace a limb, there is technology now that reads the nerve endings on the you know, the body part that is missing a portion of it
to move the arm or hand that they have, like mechanically, like a mechanical arm or hand.
Correct. We now have the technology to read like synaptic nerve endings, like actual nerve endings, and like just nerves and like your neural processes to move a piece of machinery. So that means we can do the exact same thing. They
basically went off the theory of Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 and just enhanced that to now.
More or less, because even to push this even further, there was something done where they I'm gonna say attached, that's not like the right word. They wore a rig that was a third arm, and they hooked up the you know, the machinery so they could like read their brain, and that person, while using both arms, figured out how to use the third arm.
That's crazy, because like
it's insane.
Like, technology right now is like evolving like insanely fast right now. So like it's only a matter of time before like that, because right now you can see it like function and move, but it's pretty slow compared to like the human brain, because they're probably like really focusing on like that movement, and it's like it takes a while for it to move. But like in the future, I imagine it's gonna be like incredibly fast.
Well, I mean, like even like right now, like when we were trying to like simulate like a hand and arm motions, those are actually done like relatively quickly, but those are also facilitated by mechanical and engineering processes too, right? Like the way that your arm moves and the way that the tendons move and stuff like that, you can engineer something to move in a very similar fashion, right? That moves in your not like electronically, but mechanically, you know. And that's like where a lot of the what is it called?
You had no
prosthetic.
Oh, okay.
Prosthetic technology is mostly based on mechanism, not automation or electronics, right? It's mostly based on engineering and mechanical movement and stuff like that. I find this stuff insanely interesting because it's technology that will improve VR and augmented reality.
The only question is when.
Yeah.
Can we in our lifetime, please?
Yeah, but like that's the other thing too is like because VR was made. You're getting me off on a tangent. You've got me now. VR was made in like 2012 was like the first like VR system.
Oculus,
right? Like we've had VR for a really long time. It's only now just become consumer accessible.
1990s.
Right?
Wait.
Oh, like if we're talking like, okay, the Virtual Boy is technically considered virtual reality.
Yeah.
But like I'm talking like a VR headset, a VR gaming, a VR experience where we can put someone into a VR environment and have them manipulate it and stuff like that. Virtual Boy was literally just a screen that you looked at.
Yeah, beginning in 2010s, the next generation commercial tethered headsets were released by Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and Sony PlayStation VR.
Yeah,
nice. And VR,
and
like I feel like the PlayStation VR is the most accessible one out of all of them.
It was then. Now it is the Oculus Rift. I'd say the Rift is the most accessible now, considering it's a standalone VR system. So you just buy the Rift, and they're anywhere between $200 to $400, and you can buy them secondhand, pretty inexpensive. Whereas like the PSVR, you need a PlayStation and the VR system, which is, I mean, probably another $300 to $600. So it's about the same. Like, you know, we're talking like pennies on the dollar now. But
yeah. Wait, Chika, have you messed around with your model for VR stuff at all yet?
Mostly for VR chat and what's that music game called? Beat Saber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just dance and your characters in there, but. You know, the problem is I wanted to do that for streaming and stuff, but DMCA.
Yeah.
So I
can't
play it. Yeah.
Just find a playlist for NCS songs.
But it's not songs that I want to dance to.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, like the NCS has great songs, but it's just like background music mostly. But yeah, my goodness, that'd be really cool. Like seeing, like you can have your model in the VR chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can. Another issue with VR chat is if someone uses a modded VR chat program, they could actually rip your model out. So then they can have a copy of your model.
Ew.
Even if you don't give them permission to copy it, but because it's downloaded on their system, and since they have a modded VR chat program, they could actually extract it and
access
use it for their stream too.
Wow, that's scary because there's a lot of weird stuff with VR models out there.
Yep.
I would say
and that's like the.
But I would.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Chika.
Oh no, I was just saying. I wouldn't say it's weird, but I would just say, you know, to each their own.
Well, because this is the thing, right? Is that and this is for like a lot of VTubers. Think of it as like, I mean, it is a persona, right? Like this is an entity that is now being created that has its own personality and it's backed by a person with free will. It's literally the Muppets, but in 2022, right? And the Muppets are a protected intellectual property. They are copyrighted. They are owned by a company. They are owned by a person. You can't steal the identity of a Muppet, and it's a lot more easily to protect something like that because it is physical. You know, they're making digital media with it, but as a physical object, it's a lot easier to copyright something like that. We need to get to a point to where people can copyright and can protect digital media, because we are now working in an environment where people are spending thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of resources creating a virtual persona, a virtual entity that is a virtual product that they are now using to monetize themselves, that anyone else can just go and steal. Right? Like that's the next evolution for copyright protection, is how do we copyright a person's VTuber asset? How do we copyright a person's persona? How do we register that to an individual? How do we make sure that only the owner is using this now?
Yeah,
that's scary. Like
that's
like the next step, because like you're saying like, well, you just want to use your model in VR chat and someone can just go and steal it and then they can make content with it and you would never know, right? Like there's no way until it came across your YouTube feed or someone else found it and sent it to you, which, you know, for creators of our size isn't likely, right? Like, you know, I would never know.
What if they get bigger with your model?
That's the scary thing, right? Because like you are the one that, you know, carried the burden of cost. Like you paid for it, you rigged it, you modeled it, you did everything for it, for then just someone to literally steal it off of your computer and then go and use it and then monetize it and become more successful with it. And now you're sitting there like, no, I commissioned this like a year ago, like I have it, like I own it, here's the commission, here's the artist saying that, and then they just go, no. Like what's the legal recourse, right? Like how do we protect a person so something like that doesn't happen?
Yeah.
Social media justice.
I mean, like, yeah, but and that's the only thing that we have, right? Like the only thing that we can do is flame people on Twitter, right? That's the only thing that we got. Like, and that really does come down to like your reach, right? Like I couldn't cancel anybody except for like maybe a Skoj on Twitter, you know, like I couldn't cancel a person. I don't have a large enough community or a large enough reach to do that. Maybe I could cancel Skoj, but like anybody else, like if let's say, because this is something at least like I can relate to, and like this would, because like, you know, I don't VTube, right? So like, what's someone going to steal from me? What if somebody took one of my speed runs, took that, and then just put it onto their stream and pretended like it was theirs, and they blew up from it, or they were already a large streamer and they just did that, and they literally stole my content and passed it off as theirs. Like, what if they did that? I would never know. And then until I did find out, I would try to cancel them, but like, you know, maybe they're a mega streamer or they already have a huge following and they were just doing that to get clout.
There's been a lot of times where like especially with like bigger content creators manipulating their audience in a very like disgusting way. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but like where the community would kind of blow up from that and be like, hey, you can't do that kind of thing. I feel like, and no matter what size you are, it also really depends on like your reach on the people you have as well, because like you can just be like, you could tweet it out but no one would see it.
Yeah, exactly.
It really depends on your reach. Like a certain size, any publicity, bad or good, it's publicity. Is
exactly,
quote unquote good.
Yeah. No, and we see that time and time again in every single community where like someone does something and they get a negative response to it and it only helps them out in the long run, right? Because like, I mean, the internet's attention span is about this long. It's very short. I keep forgetting this is also an audio media.
It's this long.
It's about yay big. But you know, like people's attention spans are really short and everyone gets up in arms about things that happen, and you know, we are attentive to them in the moment because it's the thing that's up front and in our minds. Like, but then we forget about it because it's not the thing that's trending, or it's not what's popular anymore, or it's not what's making content or videos, or it's not being recommended to me anymore. And I mean, that just goes to show like that's just the attention span of the world. And like, you're exactly right, Chika. Like if someone has a large enough reach, they could do that, get some flack for it for like a week or two, and then be perfectly fine. You know, like it's not like we can cancel anyone from stealing content from like smaller creators. Like it's really difficult to do that, and it happens all the time.
Like I steal content from Jal every day.
Like I mean, you're just having me on your stream, right? Like you're stealing my personality. But I always find that so terrifying, because like you just mentioning that someone could rip your model out of VR chat just for you using it. That's so scary. So like how do we get the ability to copyright? Like there's got to be a way to do that, right? Like I mean, and if there isn't, like there's got to be people pushing for that, you know? Like how do we get people to copyright a VTuber's persona, their model, their content, so it protects them from just literal art theft?
There's probably ways to go about it.
See, then there's the thing, right? Let's say if you're popular like those HoloLive, they don't even need to rip their model. They could just make it look
Yeah.
exactly the same, and do more stuff.
And then you have it.
Yeah, but then
And like,
how do you
what stops someone
copyright
from doing
then?
that? Exactly.
Because, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and like that's like the thing is like there's like because I mean when we talk about copyright, we're saying the illicit use of one person's property by another person for profit, right? Like if someone takes one of my speedruns to do a commentary over it, that's not a copyright infringement, right? They are adding something to it by providing commentary over it and adding another level of understanding to it. That's perfectly legal under copyright and fair use. But if somebody takes, let's say, Chika's model and then starts streaming with it and passing that as like, this is me.
Yeah.
That is legitimate theft. But there's nothing, at least to my knowledge, there's nothing in place that like protects a person from doing that. And that I mean, I'm not like saying like we need to solve this now. I'm saying this is the next evolution of like copyright media because VTubing.
I mean, that's kind of already happening now.
Yeah.
Because
it was DMCA and now it's this.
No,
right?
Not just that, but it was also like Disney tried to copyright like GIFs and memes, or it was something. It was some major company or corporation is trying to like copyright memes and GIFs and stuff like that, get rid of them entirely pretty much because it's like you're using our content for like your own, like as your own.
Europe?
What?
Wasn't it Europe or something?
Was it Europe?
Memes was
Oh, they made a copyright law that like includes or excludes memes or something like that.
Yeah, it happened like years ago. I don't remember when that happened, but do you know what I'm talking about, Joe?
Yeah, I'm trying to Google it.
Yeah,
because I mean, I think people were like worried. Oh, Article 13, there it is. Yeah, it was the EU's Article 13. I'm trying to read up. European Council body voted to adopt the EU law. The copyright directive is passed by the European Parliament, but they don't talk about what it is. Oh, which critics claim that's not a definition. Trying to find it.
You're fine.
I just wonder how they're gonna enforce it if the internet doesn't want to listen to it.
Yeah,
here it is,
Like,
aka the meme ban.
You mean for? Are you talking about for the memes and the GIFs, or are you talking about for the for the VTuber stuff?
I mean,
for that.
In memes in general, like, how are they going to enforce it if like
everyone's doing it?
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because like there's specific enforcement. Yeah, I mean, there's specific enforcement that it's on social media as it is, that like being a social media platform on the internet, you have to follow these specific rules. And that's why like Twitter has like that feature where it's like, hey, this might be misinformation, or like, hey, like this is misinformation and here is the like appropriate thing. Like it's because publicly publishing information that is misleading and wrong is against the law. News outlets can't do it either. It's protected, like federally. And because social media is now becoming that same thing, they have to follow that same kind of stipulation. So like even in the UK, any website that wants to be published in the UK has to follow this regulation. And if they don't, then it's on the the URL host, like the actual platform, to remove it, because they're the ones that are held reliable for it. The meme ban, Article 13, this is from an article on The Wired. They say, boiled down, all this article is saying is that any website that hosts large amounts of user-generated content, think YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, are responsible for taking down that content if it infringes on copyright. This is what we're talking about, right? It's based on the platform, not the individual. So you'd be perfectly fine, like going and posting a meme to Twitter. It's on Twitter to take it down if it is against Article 13.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I mean, there's even like other things, like where in certain countries where like you can't even gamble. So like games like Genshin or even Overwatch, they can't even like open loot boxes or anything, because it gets involved in that. That's interesting. VPNs.
Yeah.
I personally think that's gambling, though, when it comes to loot boxes and stuff.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, gambling is taking anything and giving it for a random chance at a reward. When that reward can be of any number of things, and you are trying to get it. Like that's just gambling to a T. Giving one thing for a random outcome of something else. Pokemon cards. Just opening up a pack of Pokemon cards is gambling, dude, and it is addictive. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I have 2 boxes of the next set coming.
And then I said like, "Hey, let's do like open a Pokemon pack opening like when we visit San Diego." And you're like, immediately, you're like, "Yeah, let's do." I'm like,
dude,
"Oh
I'm
god,
down.
this is a problem."
We did it at GDQ. We went to the World Mall in Minnesota, and they had a couple card shops there. And so like I bought some stuff while we were there, and we opened it up at the hotel. Like that was a lot of fun. I love opening Pokemon cards. I'm not addicted. You are. I can stop anytime I want. I stopped for 3 whole years, and then I
still
started
talking.
Help!
Oh,
no, but
man.
I mean, it is gambling, right? And I mean, whatever your stance on gambling is, I think there's a difference between like healthy gambling and predatory gambling, right? There's a difference.
Yeah.
You know, where there's like the only way to gain the benefit is by gambling. That's predatory gambling, right? That's Genshin Impact. Someone's going to tell me I'm wrong, but that's Genshin Impact. That's gacha games, where the only way that you can gain the best and progress with the best is by gambling to receive the best rewards. Versus, let's say, Final Fantasy XIV, where you can get a chance at an item coffer in a extreme trial. But you're also receiving a token that after you have a certain amount of them, I think it's like 7, you can redeem it for that item that you would get in the coffer anyways.
Yeah.
So you have a chance of getting the coffer, but also you're working towards guaranteeing receiving that thing. So doing a trial to receive an item at random chance, that's gambling, right? Like it is a form of gambling.
Yeah.
And saying that it isn't is a lie. But you're at least receiving something else that removes the gambling element. Gacha games don't do that, right? They remove that. They remove the ability to remove the gambling element and only include the gambling element because that's how they make money. And that's predatory.
Gotcha.
Especially when you have people going out there saying, like very large content creators going out there and saying like, you need this thing and the only way to get it is by dropping $600 to get this very largely busted anime character. Busted in multiple facets too, like busted good and like
and
busted. That's why I can't do it, because I know I would fall into that stuff because I do it with Pokemon. But once again, Pokemon, I see it as
Pokemon Gacha.
It is a gacha.
No, I mean like
don't do that to me. That exists. It's called Pokemon Masters EX. It exists, and I can't play it.
That's a gacha.
I'm not allowed to.
No.
it is a gacha. It's the same thing where like you gather characters, but they give so much in-game currency that's like you can play the entire game for free.
Oh geez.
Like easily, very very easily.
That's good, nice.
Anyways, Pokemon cards, because I did call it gambling. I still think it's a good form of gambling because there is a free market for it. I can go and buy the card that I'm trying to get out of the pack instead of just buying packs to randomly get it. So once again, I have a way to get the reward outside of random gambling. Pokemon's good.
He has a problem.
I absolutely do, dude. I absolutely do.
Oh man, I think that's a good place with that.
Yo, yeah. So
just
you
end it on gambling.
Get me to stop. Just get me to stop ranting about gambling.
Oh man, but Chika, if there's anything you would like to plug or talk about with your content, feel free, give us a shout. Let people know where you're at.
No, I don't think I have anything.
Wait, I'll do it.
Wait,
she has
what?
a Twitch.
Oh. It's fine.
But thank you so much for coming on. I really, really do appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it was fun chatting.
What we usually do is we usually bring a guest on, but we usually bring them on for another podcast in the future, either like just have you back to talk again or just with another guest to kind of just talk shit, create friction, and like, all that. No, but we if you're interested, let us know. But yeah, thank you so much, so much again. Go check her out. All our links will be in the description below. And yeah.
Go click on Twitter, go click on Twitch, go click on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and follow to all those things.
Yes. Sub to her on Twitch. There's adorable emotes.
Yes. Like the Isabel one.
The Isabel one's
Isabel
cute.
holding a knife.
That one's terrifying.
I love it so much.
That's the best one.
It is the best one.
Oh my goodness. But yeah. We'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah.
Goodbye,
Bye, everybody.
Put us in your mouth.
No, wait. Why did you? Free time. Why must you? Why must you ruin good things?
I have a cause of problems.
Mm-hmm.